All right, y'all. Welcome back to the Snack Break. I am your host, Snacks, as usual. And today we have my good boy Savvy here today.
What's good, y'all?
Tell him about yourself.
It's your boy Savvy, representing the Lil Homies. It's the snack in the pantry, the meal in the fridge, Lank Ocean,
I like that.
Goldilocks in his house.
Yeah,
You know.
Because you are tall as hell, bro.
Yeah,
You,
bro. I'm 6'2".
I didn't even realize that, but because the skinniness of like.
Yeah, bro. It's crazy because I didn't get tall till like junior year of
Really?
high school. Before then, I was short, bald, like squeaky voice. Like junior year came and I became a whole other person.
No,
like,
when I first
physically.
met you, you were sitting down, so
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh no, this just a little, this is legit or whatever." And then you stood up and like dunked on me. And I was like, "Damn," I felt like a sherm. But anyways, enough about your height.
Yeah.
Nobody cares what you do, bro. Like,
Bro,
tell
so
what's
I
up.
make music. I'm an artist, creator. I model.
Ooh, model for what?
I model for I model for Rooted in Nashville. I've done stuff for Puma.
Yeah.
Stuff for John Elliott.
How,
Yeah.
What were those experiences like? Especially the Puma stuff.
It was
Your Puma bag, your book bag is tough.
Yeah, it was tight. It was, I don't know, it's a new experience. I really came to Nashville this like summer or whatever with a list of stuff that I wanted to accomplish, a list of stuff I wanted to do, and like I've always been that kind of person to be very persistent about like what it is that I want to do and making sure I go through like whatever leaps and bounds that it has to take to like for me to do it.
Yeah.
So like I just told one of my good homies, I told him that I like was interested in modeling, and he had a connection, and I just pressed him about it. I didn't let him forget, show him that I was actually serious about it, and
They looking for like double XL ones, like.
Oh my
I
God.
can go out there. No, bro, I need this bag.
No, bro.
I ain't lanky and pretty. But,
LOL.
I could do my thing.
Jesus, but yeah, yeah, he hooked me up. Met with the people over at Rooted, and one thing led to another, and we did the shoot. It was tight. I actually almost passed out at that shoot.
Really?
Yeah, because it was so hot, and I was wearing winter, like winter collection.
Fall, okay.
So like I was wearing this heavy,
Was it,
heavy
like,
jacket. No, it wasn't even bubble. It was just like a regular like warm up jacket for like basketball. But it was also like 90 degrees outside. We're in a
Yeah.
field, like
Oh,
so. There's like no trees, no, it's just sun, hit
bacon.
me. Yeah, so it's like, and I had to hold this TV.
Dang,
So
yeah,
it's like, it was just a lot of physical, and it was just
Yeah.
like, modeling it's not just like standing, like, I mean, it's not just like, you're not moving, so it's like some shots they're gonna have to get more than one, with like maybe more than one camera, so you're gonna be standing there in that same position for a minute. It's a lot of work, but it was tight, shout out to the guys at Rooted, shout out to my big brother Jordan, yeah, shout out to Puma, whatever.
yeah. No, but that's dope though. More so into your music, like, actually, dialing back before the music, like, how did the name Savvy come about, bro? No, because like when you hear that, I don't know. When you first told me it, my mind went to Jack Sparrow. That's it.
Word.
Yeah. But I don't know. It's just I'm a big kid, so.
Really, savvy. If you look up the definition of the word savvy, it means to be like well vexed in a certain area, or the know-how or the ability to do something. So like, if you're tech savvy, like you're good with computers. If you're like culinary savvy, you're good with making food, or like I don't know, machine savvy or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like blank savvy. You're good at blah 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 blah. And just like at a young age, I realized like there's a lot of things that like I'm like good at. And, not to toot my own horn, like I'm not a very cocky person, but like, God's given me talents and gifts and stuff, and it's just like, I never wanted to put myself in a box, artistically, creatively. I've never wanted to put myself in a box and say, oh, I just do this or I do that. When I feel like I would be cutting myself short. So I just went with the name Savvy.
Nah, it fits. Like,
Yeah,
I don't know,
it was an
like,
Instagram name before it was like anything else. Yeah, it was just I needed something cool for Instagram, and I used to do these cool edits on Instagram, and my Instagram looked different from everybody else's, and people just knew me as like that guy with the cool Instagram.
Oh, okay.
And then I started like making beats, and I just went under the name Savvy for making beats. And then I started, rapping, music, producing, singing, all that stuff. And then I just went for Savvy for that. And so then Savvy just became the brand. And so that's just who I am now. Yeah.
How, what was it like having, or continuously having these like lyrical lemonade, tweets and people just really singing you?
It was crazy. So the first time that it happened, was, this summer. And it was, the craziest thing about it is the first song we made, the first song that like came out of the Lil Homies, or came out of like everything this summer was so new. Like from the Lil Homies to me moving to Nashville to like me working this job that I was working, like me being around new people and like.
Didn't you work at Marco's? I mean,
yeah, I did. I did last semester when I was at MT. I went to work at Marco's, and so then like they never hired me though, right? So like then I got this amazing job working with kids this summer at a golf course. That's new. Like everything was so new, and so like we make this song, 990. And we put it out, and it's like it's a new sound for me as well. Because if you go back and listen, like if you do some digging, my SoundCloud or whatever, you can find like all my older stuff. None of it sounds like 990, but like 990 was new for all of us, like all the Lil Homies. And so then like for that to be like for our first song to be like
that's
Lyrical Lemonade, like it was nuts. So like literally I came home from work and I took a nap, and I woke up. When I woke up, I checked my phone, and like my phone was being blown up like crazy. And it's just like, what I was looking on like Twitter, I was like, huh? I was like, is that me? Like I couldn't believe it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was just weird. So then immediately I called David. Me and David were just like jumping up and down, like going crazy or whatever. They're like, we got the song on Lyrical Lemonade, the first song. So that was super tight. It was a really good opportunity. It opened a lot of doors for the rest of the summer. And it really got a lot of eyes open. But the second one I feel like is really like, so the second time it happened was for the video that we shot 6 a.m.
Yeah,
and we shot that over the summer as well. It's funny because 6 a.m. was the first song I ever recorded with David.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so, and that was before we were even the Lil Homies. Like, that was before. That was just me and David, cool. So, and it's just crazy to think back, like me, Dylan, and David. Shout out to Dylan and David. Shout out to my Lil Homies.
Yeah,
but,
we gonna get to that.
For sure.
I can't mention you without the...
Yeah, but I just remember talking to them, like around that same time when I recorded. I wrote 6 a.m. While I was still in senior year. Just it was just something cool. It was actually supposed to be a 2-part song with me and my other friend, but we never got around to making that happen. So I just cut it, and I was like, I have this idea for a video. This would be cool. And I really wanted the emphasis to be on the video, but thank God people like the song as well. Yeah. So we released the video as a Savvy project, my own. And, I put it out there, and it's funny, like, the guy, I don't know if somebody followed me like a couple days after I put it out, and I don't know if he's a writer I guess he's a writer for Lyrical Lemonade, but it's not the same writer as the guy from the last one. So it's like 2 different guys, right? Yeah. So like he put this one out, and it was tight, like it was cool, and he was just like, yeah, man, we're gonna, I want to do a write up on this. And I was like, hey, man, appreciate it, like. It wasn't set in stone that it was going to be a write-up, though. So I was like, I wasn't fingers crossed or anything like that. Okay. And then the second one came, and I'm 2-0. 2-0 in this piece. So, just...
The grind is...
Yeah, bro. I'm just very thankful.
Talk about what is the Lil Homies? Like, who is that? How'd that come about?
So, the Lil Homies is, that's family. Those are my guys, and... lady. those are like literally it's the homies. So the Little Homies consist of and I use the names creatively because I don't give out governments. No. But it consists of Lil Girl, Dylan ATM, Two Canes, Hype Jenkins, Dirge, Jackson Jaden, Jordan, Sky Brodus, of course. Tino, Jackson Stewart, and then I feel like I'm missing some people, but like and Veggie, yeah, we're deep, bro. We're deep. It's like the Lil Homies is like it's hard to say like because if you're a Lil Homie, we have a group chat, but like more like and it's like it's not even like a roster type thing. It's just like the funny thing is we were all friends with each other before like saying that this is what we're gonna do. You know what I'm saying? Like I specifically remembered David saying that like, oh, the Lil Homies isn't a thing. It's just like the Lil Homies. And that's before we even thought about doing all the stuff we've done thus far. But they were mainly friends through church and like through growing up with each other in Nashville and stuff like that. And I knew some of them. Like I knew Dylan and I knew Will and I knew a few other guys from like church camp and stuff like that. But I didn't meet David until I got to MT. And I met David at this thing called the Ecosystem, which was another thing like the Carlos room.
I heard people talking about.
Yeah. So that was really cool. And I've now going on knowing David for like almost a year. So it's like I haven't known most of these guys for like
too long.
Extensive. You know what I'm saying? But it feels like I have. Like that's family. Those are a group of guys, and there's that like I can really say like inspire me. The thing that inspired me the most was that seeing people who like every single day wake up and their goal is to move closer and closer and closer to like what they want to do. They're like every action that they do is like towards benefiting whatever. It's like the most beautiful thing I could ever see, and it's definitely inspired me. The Lil Homies is more than just music. It's like a collective of just like creativity, honestly.
It's funny you say that inspires you, but like everything you just said, like, but you inspire me in that way.
Right.
Getting the Carlos room type thing, and just like I don't know, the way you just be working and running around ripping.
I appreciate it,
made
bro.
Me like I don't know, get back on my horse.
Yeah, bro. That's definitely something I love hearing from my peers, especially people who like I respect and I see like doing their thing or whatever. Like to hear that like because never in a million years would I've ever thought that I inspire someone. You know what I'm saying? But like I was talking to David about this actually, and just like he was like helping me realize that like like you don't even know, you don't even recognize like you doing your work or whatever, like you're showing like you're showing other people like what's up. So
and as far as what I learned being like being a creative, I don't know why I almost debunked myself. No, I was learning being creative. Like people are always like watching, especially
always.
So it's crazy. Like I don't know. I still have people from back home hitting me up talking about like where you been at. It's been kind of dry around here. I'm like, oh, I even know like I don't know. It just feels.
I didn't even know like people miss me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
bro. Yeah. It's like that. It's definitely like that. I came from Huntsville before I came to MT and everything, and that's where most of my creative stuff started. So, the Huntsville scene for music was never like huge. Like me and a couple other guys, I was a part of this group. Well, I still am. That's still family as well, called Southern Kings. And we were really just running stuff around the city for the longest time, but it was never on like this major magnitude. You know what I'm saying? Like it was like we were local, but like people recognized like if you want good music, it's gonna come out of this group. And so but that was before I was really taking myself seriously as an artist. Like I could rap, I had the ability to rap, but beats was my main forte. And then it wasn't really till this summer that like I really started to ask myself like what do you want to do? Like what's your purpose here? Like what are you gonna do? Are you gonna, because like when you come to a new city, like moving to Nashville this summer has just been crazy. Like this has been by far the craziest summer I've ever had, and just like full of like opportunity, unexpected things, and just like, but like when you come to a new city, it's just like you really have that opportunity to reinvent yourself however you want to do it. And I wanted to take that time very like preciously and be careful with what it is that I'm going to like how I'm going to present Savvy. Like, what is Savvy? You know what I'm saying? Because back in Huntsville, like, people know Savvy is Elijah, and people know Elijah before there was a Savvy. So it's like, oh, okay, Savvy's is Elijah. But like in Nashville, nobody knows what Elijah, so exactly. So it's just like Savvy. So like, whenever I would meet anybody, like, my name's Savvy. You know what I'm saying? I want you to remember that Savvy until you know.
Yeah, I ain't even know your name was Elijah till like, it was like 3 months in. And then I think someone else said like on a roll call for like a club or something. I'm like, who? Yeah. And then you were like, here or something.
Yeah. And the name, and like, Elijah's tight. Like,
yeah,
I mean, like, my thing is just like, I don't know, the way I look at it is like, my friends who knew me before I started doing any of this, like, they know Elijah. Like, that's Elijah. You know what I'm saying? But like, Savvy is just like, who,
that's the brand.
That's the brand. And if you want to market yourself, if you want to, like, if you are a A&R guy or whatever, you want to, and I tell you my name is Elijah, but then I tell your friend or the guy at another company my name is Savvy, when he's talking to you about me, he's going to say Savvy, and you're going to be like, who?
Yeah.
Exactly. So it's just like, you want to, you know, I feel like a good percentage of people know me as Savvy.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's who I am. I'm both, honestly, but Savvy is just, everything, pretty much.
What's your, out of the outlets you can do and are doing, what's like, do you have a favorite, or do you have, or actually, no, I don't even want to do that. Do your favorite thing with each one, like, if,
so say, like music, modeling.
Yeah, okay. And then producing, like, do you have like a favorite beat, or like, do you have like...
With music, my favorite thing about music, or creating music, and like being a performer, it's just like, I could say like that first show that we threw in June called The Blackout, like that first show was just getting on stage and like literally like just saying, if you're a dad, say like my fit. And then everybody in the crowd saying like that's a compliment.
Yeah.
Like without like, you know what I'm saying? Like the song had just came out. It was like maybe a week. And it's like, this is a new city. I don't expect people, and I pushed it as much as I could, but like, I didn't push it like crazy. It wasn't everywhere. You know what I'm saying? So like, to hear people sing that, hear people like reply. I'm like, what? I'm like, what? So that amped me up. Like the rest of the show was like golden. Like they gave me all the confidence I need. And like the homies, we have this thing called basement mode, or that's something that I came up with. But it's like basically, when we will all link up together, we will all go crazy, because the basement is like where we did most of our recordings and stuff like that. And so like whenever we would be listening to anything, whatever it is, as long as all of us are in the basement, we would go crazy. Like, and so it was just like, we came and we were just like, dude, this show, I remember we played this one show and we played it for this community, and it was a mixed crowd. And some of them were messing with us and some of them were like, you know, I don't know. It was weird and it was really hot. But, you know, I don't want to make excuses, but like, we were just like, if this show doesn't go like what we think, if the energy's not the same, we go into basement mode. And I feel like for me as a performer, as long as my homies are up there, I don't care if I mess up. I don't care if the crowd's not going. I don't care about none of that, because it's so many of us that it doesn't matter. I'm already with the crowd, you know? So, but definitely, definitely hearing like that energy of when you get on stage and just people like appreciating your music, that's a rush. That's my favorite thing about like being a performer. Making beats, I have this playlist of like just inspiration, and there's different elements that I might take from songs or whatever, and I like kind of using it as like a math equation, seeing if I can plug like Anderson .Paak's like drums in with like Tyler's like melodies, or like Monty Booker's like little or whatever, the little those things or whatever, like seeing if what I can create, you know what I'm saying? And so that's probably my favorite thing, is making beats, and then of course making money, of course. Fashion wise, or being a model, my favorite thing is I don't know, I like, you know, helping someone else like market their stuff. The shoots look cool, you know. I like, you know, taking pictures and stuff like that, being someone's muse to use or whatever, free advertisement, whatever the case is. And then the checks for those are nice as well. But
do you ever keep like the merch?
No, so the way that it is, It's either like you take the check or you take like in-store credit. But I usually just take the check. Yeah. That's tight. And then with fashion as an outlet, or like this is the thing that people don't know, but like I used to act when I was younger, but I don't do it that much anymore. But I would love to get back into that.
You
something
talking about some Broadway or just?
Yeah, I was in a couple plays, but not Broadway though. But like I was in a couple plays for like school and community stuff and like
little tiny too.
Yeah. But like that was really cool because like just being able to like be fluent and act, like it wasn't acting for me. It was like that's just what I'm saying. Yeah. So, but that's definitely something that I want to get into, and I want to get into film and I want to get into fashion. Those are the next things on the list. Got something fashion wise coming up real soon, but it's just with me. It's like I have an idea of what I want to do, and I know things that like I want to do, and it's just now it's about like how to accomplish it in the quickest and most efficient way for me. So like I start making a list of things that I need to knock out, and every day like I wake up with the intent of like crossing stuff off my list, so I can move to the next one and move to the next one and move to the next one. That's just really how I operate as a creator, because like an idea without work is like
it's just
an idea. You know what I'm saying? And like I could have an idea of like, dang, I really want some orange juice. If I don't go get up and get the orange juice, I'm not gonna get none. It's gonna be an idea, and then those ideas are gonna like haunt you or like make you depressed or whatever the case is. Yeah, bro.
Or, just a big snowball of like things you didn't accomplish.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I definitely feel that.
Yeah, bro.
That's too real.
For sure.
But it doesn't have to be.
Nah, it doesn't.
You're the staple of it doesn't have to be.
It really, and like that's what I try to tell people, bro. Like especially after this summer, people were really just like, how did you do it? Like I remember I went back home to Huntsville, and people were just like, well, how did you do it? Like what do you? How are you so like? It was just like and I was just like, bro, literally get up and do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, just go do it. Like literally, I kid you not. Literally, the move to Nashville the plan was to like after my last semester at MT was to come back home, work with my dad, and pick up another job, and then like just stack up and save money until the next year, until like this year or whatever. But then like David and Dylan were like, nah, like we're about to do this. Like we're actually about to do this. Come to Nashville. We'll take care of like where you got to stay. You find you a job, and we'll take care of the rest. And me, I'm not a guy where if like stuff isn't set in stone, I'm kind of like I need to know the cold facts. Yeah. But like I trust those guys, and so I was like, let's do it. You know what I'm saying? And like unintentionally, I was like taking a major step because like that means I would be moving out like of like a place that like I had been in for a minute, and then like moving out my parents' crib. Like. That was a major step, but I didn't even let the fear that usually would come with that, like I didn't even let that like cloud anything. Like I just went ahead and did it because there was so much ahead. And I remember telling David, like there was this picture that I continued to have in my head of like me and him, like my arm around him, and like we're laughing or whatever, like talking to each other and laughing about something, and like we're at somebody's like party and they shouted us out, like they shout out the Lil Homies, and we're like laughing or whatever it is, and someone snapped that picture, and that picture kept replaying in my mind, and I was like, this is gonna be how the summer's gonna go. And from that point on, like everything was just like get up and do it. And especially like for me, I like to put pressure on myself, so I'm forced to do it, and I'm forced to be great. Like it's with little stuff, like if you ever come pick me up, like that's why I tell people like let me know when you're like 5 minutes away, because like I won't get up and get dressed until you're like 5 minutes away. That way and it's stupid, right? But like I have to like get up. That way I know I have to get up and get dressed. Like I'm pressing myself. It's the same with like, it's bad, but like with schoolwork, like if I have like a and it's not even like procrastination. It's just like that's my motivation. Like your last minute is my that's where I grind, or that's where I like come out and show. So it was like with this, it was like, well, you moved to Nashville, you have no choice but to do X, Y, and Z because you're here. It's either this or go back, back to the crib. And I was just like, once things started clicking, I was just
Lighter
like,
flop,
this is how this is how this is how it is. This is how it's gonna be. And thank God, like it turned out great. Like much love to the homies. Those are some guys like.
Now you on tour and stuff. Or
Yeah. So the first tour date is next week, the 18th. And we're gonna do the first show in Nashville.
October 18th.
Yeah.
Just in case.
October 18th. But we're gonna do it at a garage, and this is something very rare. Like people don't really, but we wanted to still feel like a venue, and we want to have everybody come out. So it's a free show. Our first show is free, and then the cities we're hitting after that, we're going to Knoxville, Chattanooga, Murfreesboro, of course, Huntsville. We'll have a couple more shows in Nashville and then Atlanta.
So homies down there can.
Definitely. And that show is gonna be so crazy.
Yeah.
Like that show is gonna be so nuts because like this will be the first time that like people will see like what I've been up to or like what it is, because like people see on Instagram and social that like I've been moving, and you'll see the like clips and tape or whatever, but like see like live that like this is what I told you I was gonna do, and like this is what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? And it's never been about proving nobody wrong, but it does always feel good to go back to the city and get love.
Especially folks who like check up on you and just tell you like keep going, like I believe in you people. And it's always good to just
and like I knew
that to them.
I knew before I left that I would still have that core group. Shout out to Shimazea Watts, and I have like some really cool friends back home that who have always been down and supported me with whatever. So and especially my mom and dad. It's funny. I used to tell like my parents were not my parents. I'll say my dad. He was not like not with the music, but he was not like your child like going like to another state like just spontaneously. Like no parent's gonna be like go. But like he wasn't gonna hold me back at the same time. But they were not. I wouldn't say that he wasn't fond of it, but he was very skeptical of it. But the thing that really like looking back on this summer and how the summer went and looking at like where the summer started, I feel like I've shown him and I was able to show him that like I told you like I was gonna do this, like I did it. So like what I'm saying, like I feel like I have a different kind of support, a different kind of respect for my parents now, especially because like this is something I told them I've wanted to do from the jump, but now it's like their son is out here doing it. It's not just talking anymore. And that's one thing that I've never really just been big on, like why talk about something I could just go do it.
That's one of my biggest fears is just being all talk. Because I can talk up a good game. It's just like I don't know, that leap of faith moment. But then you had that.
Bro. And it was scary. It was scary. I remember definitely at the time, like I was with someone at the time and just talking to her about like weighing my options and like trying to figure out what it was that I was going to do. It was very scary because I mean at the time she was like she was in town and like it was summer, so like I was like, do I want to like be the whole summer without my girl, you know what I'm saying? But like at the same time, she was just saying go follow your dream, like go do it, like I will be here, you know what I'm saying? And like I appreciate her for that. And like so I just went and did it. It just felt right. And like the timing was so perfect. Like it was David had just graduated college. People had their cars. Everybody who had went away, like everybody was coming back to Nashville. Like everything was perfect. Like it's kind of like a dead space, like a gray area. Like it was a perfect time to like do it, and we did it. I know that like previously, like the Lil Homies before it was Lil Homies, they were always trying to like do a project or something like throughout the summer by either plan a trip or like make a song or like do something, but like none of them just like came to be. But this year was like the year one. And like it's been great. And now it's just funny, I just look back at like where I was a year ago I was in a terrible place, bro. Like I was in a terrible position, like mentally, like financially, like I was not stable. I had just moved out my parents' crib. I was staying with my homie. Shout out to Amir. And it was just like life was just not going the way that I wanted it to go. I had no motivation.
Boy, you reading my life right now.
Man, bro. But like honestly, bro, like I really had to like pull myself out because like it doesn't matter how much you're there for other people. Like if you can't be there for yourself, like you know what I'm saying? So like I was sitting here trying to be there for everybody else. So much so that like I wasn't even paying attention to my own self and like my own surroundings. And I had to pull myself out and like just looking, like I'll get the Snapchat notifications like a year ago. It'll show me like where, like what video I took a year ago. And it's like, I just laugh now. It's like, oh my gosh, I was a whole different guy, a whole different person. And I'm just glad, man. I'm just happy that like.
I got a Polaroid of you before the blonde.
Yeah.
Like
that's crazy.
Yeah,
bro. The blonde literally was just like, I don't know. I feel like, I was telling somebody else this too. Like somebody was like, oh, how are you going to grow your hair out? It's like, I don't know. Like it's funny because all throughout senior year, I would change my hairstyles. I would get like braid outs, then go to the twist outs, then go to the braids, then go to cornrows. Like I would just do that because I had people who could do my hair. Like, you know what I'm saying? But like when I got out here to MT, I had the braids and then I had the twist for a little minute. But then like it got difficult trying to find people because I didn't know nobody. But also like people was charging like hella money. So I was like,
that's why this is still a mob.
Yeah, so I was like, Jesus, like I got to do something. So I just decided to get these coils, and I stayed with the coils.
Nah, please stay with the coils.
Yeah, bro. And then the coils started over the summer. The coils just started locking up, and when they started locking up, they turned into like halfway locks, halfway twist, or whatever. And then it was after the Lyrical Lemonade thing happened. I think it was 2 days before our first show. I was just like, I need to do something different. I feel like I need to do something different. And so I just dyed my hair blonde. I went full blonde. And we did the show. Show was crazy. And yeah, like it was what it was. Like it just felt like I felt like I needed to change. Like I felt like this summer I need to look like what this summer is gonna be, like gold or like whatever. Like it just needs to be different. Yeah. So now this is where I'm at, and like I was telling you before, like I really want to get into like my like I want to get into like a journalism bag or like a film director bag or like some I want to get into something new, but like not right now. When I get into that, like when I take that next step and like maybe when I'm like 22, 23, like then I'll cut my hair off and get the waves and get the more chopped like older look. You know what I'm saying? But like right now I'm chilling. Like this is it. You know what I'm saying?
You're
so
artist. Just the artist.
Yeah, bro.
Okay, I like it. The versatility.
Yeah, man.
It still staples with savvy.
Yeah,
everything.
Exactly.
That's cool. That is like the coolest little thing.
Yeah, bro.
I'll do two more. Okay.
For sure.
The realest line you ever wrote so far. You know, I know that you're definitely not stopping anytime soon. But like thus far, like what's one like bar that stuck with you?
I have a song that's unreleased. It's called Growth. And it's basically like, I don't know. It's funny because the way the ideas come to me is just like, with this song, I literally woke up and was just like, never been the type to be so boastful. Usually cook up a beat and just eat it like some soul food. Like that word. Yeah. And I literally like, I was late to class just like sitting and I was like, I can't just sit on this. Like I need to write this. So I think that song's called Growth. And the song ended up being about like, how much has changed in the years and like what I was going through at that current time. And the whole song is just like, never been a type to be so boss. Usually cook up a beat. You like, see people get the fame and act like they don't know you. That's weak as tofu. Well, if you want to go, then go. I ain't gonna hold you. Like I told you, I'll probably do it solo. Finesse my way through the game on my tippy toes too. Deep as the water they oughta just did they toe through. But little did they know it's the same water I dove through. I've been on the road, dude. The only difference between me and you is you drove through. And I've been out here on foot going coast to coastal, putting up posters, screaming attention, attention. It's the GOAT of all vocals. So put it in your calendar, notes, and memos. Talk about it on the phone too. Tell all the locals. Don't care about the fame or the money I'll go through. They'll remember my name. Ain't no asking who's old dude. And I know some old dudes who back in high school thought that they was just so cool. But really they was about as lame well as a homeschooled. They old news. We blow through them like a tissue that you blow your nose to. Dad's been putting insoles into his old boots. Mom's been looking for a donor so she can't feel home soon. So she can't feel whole soon. And brother's getting older, gonna be out the home soon. So life been moving fast the way Google Chrome do. But it's all cool, cause see, as long as I keep spitting this written and raw truth, then soon I'll be getting a house with a tall roof. I can move them all too. You want that jacket from the mall? Shoot, you can own too. See, the least that I do is do what the most do. Stay original, so I feel like I'm close to. Everything that I want is gonna be what I own sooner. Like I told you, it'll be the best story that I told you. I feel like that last section, from like my dad putting like, literally, ever since I've been like, even last semester, here at MT, before I was even doing all this artistry and stuff like that, all the way up until now, it's like, the whole goal has been to be able to take care of my parents, to be able to repay them for all that they've poured into me, all the piano lessons I didn't want to go to, all the conservatory stuff that I didn't want to be in, like all the like instilling me with like, I didn't start listening to hip hop till like 8th grade for me. Like I went and found hip hop, but like you know, putting me on like old music and like the physical stuff, like the money, like all the clothes and stuff that like they like just all the everything that like I was totally oblivious to, that like really the life lessons that they've put into me, like that's something that I know I could never repay, but like, you know, a house or a car maybe could show, you know what I'm saying? So
just appreciation.
And it's like, it's all, I tell people this all the time, like I don't care nothing about money, I don't care nothing about like fame. Well, no, I do care about money. I lied. Like money, but the money, so I can take care of my people, and like that goes further than just my parents. Like my parents, my homie's parents who have become my parents at certain times. My homie Amir, who let me stay on his couch for like 4 months. Like anybody who like has played a major role, like my auntie T, like people who have like saw something in me. And not just a goofy like get to know Elijah or whatever, but like people who saw potential in me when I didn't see it in myself. Like I owe it to them. I owe it to them. So really, like I remember like my dad usually like literally did not feel well and still went to work. And with my mom, you know, being in the hospital all the time, like. It's funny because I wrote that song and now she has like she has a surgery like next month to get a new kidney. So it's just like this summer has been crazy, bro, literally. Man. So it's just like, you know, speaking into existence into my brothers. I have 2 little brothers. They're both seniors, and you know that just blows my mind already. It's like life is really moving fast. Like it's moving crazy. Like October's almost over. To me, that's how I feel.
Now it's about to be 2020.
That's so nuts. Yeah. So it's just like really that whole song really embodies like where I was at that time. And I wrote that last semester as well. So just looking at that and looking at where life is now, like it's, I feel like that could be the realest bar I ever wrote. Cause like it's really just, that's where I am at life.
Yeah, definitely fine. Definitely your truth.
Yeah, definitely.
As art, as I'm not saying it as me as an artist, but as artists, people like doing the art, like if it doesn't come from a place of like true, you know, yourself, then it won't sell.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? For me at least.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I can make all the songs about like, if your dad says he likes my fit, I can make a song about a freaking hamster doing like breakdancing. Like those can be cool songs, and like those can get you off your feet. And I'm glad and I'm happy, and I'm so grateful that people like like I'm glad. Like it was such a dumb idea to me. Like I was really just humming like, if your dad say you like my fit, that's a compliment. Like that's a literal statement, you know what I'm saying? But like, and people love it, and I'm so thankful for that. But like, what's real is like what I write and like what I sit down and take time to like, you know, pour my heart into, and like my thoughts and articulate where like that's what's real. The truth is like what's real. So it's like, you know, and people like that side too. I'm glad people support all sides. Yeah, I definitely, you know, I don't have a name for my fan base or whatever. It's still kind of crazy to me that I have fans, but like, you know, I definitely appreciate all the fans out there.
No, I'm trying to think of a name for it.
Like I would call them dads probably if I did.
Dads or, my My dumb ass. I was like, savvy, could they be like civilians? I don't know.
Ah, that's hard, Lucky.
Oh,
civilians.
Yeah, civilians.
That's kind of hard.
Okay.
I might take that one now.
No,
if it grows,
yeah. If you like it, I mean,
that's
trademark
tight.
it.
It's just crazy. Yeah, it's just crazy because like I know like a lot of the people who support me are my friends, so I don't want to say like they're fans. Yeah. So it's crazy like hearing that like, oh, I have fans. Like getting when that song came out, like I was getting videos from people in Nebraska, getting videos from people in Montana, like people who I don't even know, like people I've never met in my life. And it's like, especially after that lyrical thing happened, like, oh my gosh, I was getting so much love from like all over the place. But it was just like, this is crazy. Like, how do you know? You know what I'm saying? One of my friends told me he went on a camping trip to Oshkosh, I think, somewhere in Indiana, I think. And like he was saying that like people like know me out there. I was like, what? That's crazy. Like I went back home I'm originally from Riverside, California. And I went back home this summer and like getting love from there. I hadn't been there in so long. Yeah. And it's just nuts. So that was really tight. Like I said, like I'm very thankful that people support, you know what I'm saying? That's a big thing for me.
Last question, which should have been the first question, but I totally neglected. What's your favorite snack?
My favorite snack?
Yeah.
Wow. It's so crazy because like ever since I got to college, I stopped eating so much. Like I be hungry too.
No,
like
bro,
things just don't be tasting
tasted.
like. What qualifies as a snack? Are we talking about like chips, like cookies and stuff like that?
I mean, it's your world. Like,
cause like I don't know.
Rory said his was blueberries, so it's just like, you know, I mean, whatever something. I guess if I had to qualify something just quick and nifty, it ain't nothing that's not a meal or like, you know. I wouldn't say nothing you have to go to the store to buy because literally there's snacks at the store. But yeah, what's like a...
I really like, recently I've really been like murdering like some spinach dip and like chips, like wavy ruffles and like spinach dip. Oh man, I be...
No, Publix buffalo dip and pita chips. Yeah,
Smacks,
that was like that was a back home delicacy.
Yeah,
for lunch.
Yeah, bro. I be on the run so much that like I don't even like I don't like I eat a snack and then it makes me want to go like get more food. You know what I'm saying? Like
it's a horrible effect that your stomach does.
Yeah, but I used to really like Reese cups, like peanut butter chocolate.
Throw those in the freezer.
Really?
Oh yeah. Ice cold Reese's. Like,
that's tight.
No, please.
That's tight.
It's amazing.
Yeah, that's tight, bro. I'm gonna try that for sure.
Well, thank you for coming on,
Thanks
man.
For having
Thanks
me
for
on,
chopping me up
sure.
with you, bro.
Of course,
and it'll be out soon, you know. And this has been the Snack Break.
Word.
Yeah, check out Savvy and the Lil Homies.
You can follow me on Instagram. The links will be in the description.
Oh yeah.
And then like you can follow the Lil Homies at thelilhomies.jpg. My music is everywhere. SoundCloud, Spotify, Apple Music, Tidal, all that. And be on the lookout for the new 990 video. Much love to Snacks.
Thank you.
Word.
Thank you. All right,
sure.
See you.